Top 10 Worst Vegetables That Diabetics Must Avoid. Have you ever wondered if the vegetables on your plate could be secretly sabotaging your health? For millions of people managing diabetes, this isn't just a passing thought, it's a daily concern. We often hear that vegetables are the cornerstone of a healthy diet, but what if some of these seemingly innocent foods could be causing more harm than good? Imagine biting into a crisp, sweet carrot only to discover it spiking your blood sugar levels dangerously high. Or picture yourself enjoying a hearty bowl of vegetable soup, unaware that one of its key ingredients might be interfering with your carefully managed diabetes control. These scenarios aren't just hypothetical, they're real challenges faced by many. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on a topic that's rarely discussed but critically important: the vegetables that people with diabetes should approach with caution. We'll explore 10 common vegetables that, despite their reputation for being healthy, could potentially wreak havoc on your blood sugar levels. But don't worry, this isn't all doom and gloom. For every vegetable we suggest avoiding, we'll offer delicious and diabetes-friendly alternatives. By the end of this guide, you'll be armed with the knowledge to make smarter choices at the grocery store and in the kitchen. This plan can improve your health more than you ever expected. So, are you ready to discover which vegetables might be hiding in your fridge, waiting to disrupt your blood sugar balance? Let's dive into this eye-opening journey that could transform the way you eat and manage your diabetes. Your path to better health starts here. 1. Butternut squash, a sweet surprise. Butternut squash is often praised for its rich nutrient profile, including high levels of vitamins A and C, potassium, and fiber. However, it's also surprisingly high in carbohydrates, with a 1-cup serving containing about 16 grams of carbs. This carb content, combined with its natural sweetness, can lead to significant blood sugar spikes in people with diabetes. The glycemic index of butternut squash is moderate to high, depending on how it's prepared. Roasting or mashing can increase its GI, making it even more likely to cause rapid blood sugar increases. While the fiber content does help slow down digestion somewhat, it's not enough to offset the potential blood sugar impact for many diabetics. Alternative, instead of butternut squash, consider incorporating more low-carb, nutrient-dense vegetables like zucchini or yellow summer squash. These options provide similar textures and cooking versatility, but with a fraction of the carbohydrates. For example, a cup of zucchini contains only about 3 grams of carbs, making it a much safer choice for blood sugar management. 2. Corn, a hidden carb bomb. Corn is a staple in many diets and is often thought of as a vegetable, although it's technically a grain. Regardless of its classification, corn poses significant challenges for people with diabetes due to its high carbohydrate content. A single cup of corn contains about 41 grams of carbs, which is more than many diabetics should consume in an entire meal. Moreover, corn is often consumed in forms that further increase its impact on blood sugar. Corn syrup, for instance, is a highly processed sweetener that can cause rapid blood sugar spikes. Even whole kernel corn, when eaten in significant quantities, can lead to substantial increases in blood glucose levels. The high sugar content in corn, particularly sweet corn varieties, compounds this issue. These natural sugars are quickly absorbed by the body, leading to faster and more pronounced blood sugar elevations. For diabetics, this can make blood sugar management extremely challenging. Instead of corn, try incorporating more non-starchy vegetables into your meals. Bell peppers, for example, offer a similar sweet crunch but with far fewer carbohydrates. A cup of chopped bell peppers contains only about 9 grams of carbs, less than a quarter of what you'd find in corn. They're also rich in vitamin C and other antioxidants, supporting overall health. 3. Celery, the pesticide problem. Celery might seem like an odd addition to this list, given its reputation as a low-calorie, low-carb vegetable. Indeed, from a pure nutritional standpoint, celery isn't problematic for blood sugar management. However, the issue with celery lies not in its carbohydrate content but in how it's typically grown and the residues it may carry. Celery consistently ranks high on lists of vegetables with the most pesticide residues. Its structure and growth patterns make it particularly susceptible to pests, leading farmers to use significant amounts of pesticides during cultivation. For people with diabetes, who often have compromised immune systems, exposure to these chemical residues can be particularly concerning. pesticides have been linked to various health issues, including hormone disruption and increased inflammation. For diabetics, who are already at higher risk for inflammatory conditions, this additional burden can potentially complicate their health management. If you enjoy the crunch and mild flavor of celery, consider substituting it with organic cucumber. Cucumbers offer a similar refreshing crunch but are typically grown with fewer pesticides. They're also low in carbs and high in water content, making them an excellent choice for hydration and blood sugar stability. If you do choose to eat celery, opt for organic varieties whenever possible and wash thoroughly before consumption. 4. Green peas, small but mighty carb sources. Green peas are often perceived as a healthy vegetable choice, and they do offer several nutritional benefits, including being a good source of protein and fiber. People with diabetes might have trouble eating green peas because they contain more carbs than expected. A cup of green peas contains about 21 grams of carbohydrates, which is significant considering their small size. This high carb density means that even a modest serving can have a substantial impact on blood sugar levels. The carbohydrates in peas are also relatively quickly digested, potentially leading to faster blood sugar spikes compared to other, more slowly digested vegetables. While the fiber content in peas, about 7 grams per cup, does help to somewhat slow digestion and sugar absorption, it's often not enough to offset the overall carbohydrate load for many diabetics. Additionally, peas are often served as a side dish in larger quantities than one might expect, further increasing their potential impact on blood glucose levels. Alternative, for a similar texture and burst of green in your meals, consider substituting green peas with chopped broccoli florets. Broccoli is much lower in carbohydrates, with a cup of chopped broccoli containing only about 6 grams of carbs. It's also rich in fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants, making it a nutritional powerhouse that's less likely to spike blood sugar levels. 5. Vegetable oils, hidden dangers for diabetics. While not a vegetable in the traditional sense, vegetable oils are derived from plant sources and are a common ingredient in many diets. Some vegetable oils can be especially bad for people who have diabetes. The main issue with many vegetable oils lies in their high omega-6 fatty acid content and the potential presence of trans fats. Oils high in omega-6 fatty acids, such as soybean, corn, and sunflower oil, can promote inflammation when consumed in excess. For diabetics, who are already at higher risk for inflammatory conditions, this can exacerbate health issues and potentially interfere with insulin sensitivity. Trans fats, which are sometimes found in partially hydrogenated vegetable oils, are even more concerning. These artificial fats have been linked to increased inflammation, higher bad cholesterol levels, and decreased insulin sensitivity, all of which are particularly dangerous for people with diabetes. Moreover, vegetable oils are calorie-dense, and overconsumption can lead to weight gain. Maintaining a healthy weight is crucial for managing diabetes, as excess body fat can increase insulin resistance and make blood sugar control more challenging. Instead of relying on processed vegetable oils, consider using healthier alternatives like extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, or coconut oil in moderation. These oils are rich in monounsaturated or medium-chain fatty acids, which are less likely to promote inflammation. Olive oil, in particular, has been associated with improved insulin sensitivity and better overall health outcomes for people with diabetes. 6. Leeks, the sneaky carb contender. Leeks, part of the allium family along with onions and garlic, are often overlooked when it comes to their potential impact on blood sugar. While they do offer some nutritional benefits, including vitamins K and C, leeks can be surprisingly high in carbohydrates for a non-starchy vegetable. A 100-gram serving of leeks, with about 1 cup chopped, contains approximately 14 grams of carbohydrates. While this might not seem excessive at first glance, it's important to consider that leeks are often used as a flavoring ingredient, and it's easy to consume more than a single serving in a meal. Additionally, leeks contain a type of carbohydrate called fructans. While fructans don't directly impact blood sugar levels, as they are not digested in the small intestine, they can cause digestive issues in some people, particularly those with sensitive stomachs. For diabetics who may also be managing other health conditions, this could potentially complicate their overall well-being. If you enjoy the mild, onion-like flavor that leeks provide, consider using small amounts of regular onions or shallots instead. These alternatives offer similar flavor profiles but with fewer carbohydrates per serving. A quarter cup of chopped onion, for instance, contains only about 3 grams of carbs, making it a more diabetes-friendly option. 7. Yams, not to be confused with sweet potatoes. Yams are often confused with sweet potatoes, but they are actually quite different, both botanically and nutritionally. While both are starchy root vegetables, yams tend to be even higher in carbohydrates than sweet potatoes, making them a potentially risky choice for people with diabetes. A cup of cooked yam contains about 37 grams of carbohydrates, which is a significant amount that can lead to substantial blood sugar spikes. The glycemic index of yams can vary but is generally considered moderate to high, meaning they can cause relatively rapid increases in blood glucose levels. While yams do offer some nutritional benefits, including being a good source of potassium and vitamin C, their high carbohydrate content often outweighs these advantages for individuals trying to manage their blood sugar levels carefully. If you're looking for a similar texture and versatility in cooking, consider using cauliflower as a low-carb alternative. Cauliflower can be mashed, roasted, or even riced to mimic the texture of starchy vegetables like yams. A cup of cooked cauliflower contains only about 5 grams of carbohydrates, making it a much more diabetes-friendly option. 8. Parsnips, the deceptive root vegetable. Parsnips, with their sweet and nutty flavor, might seem like a healthy choice, but they can be surprisingly high in carbohydrates. A cup of cooked parsnips contains about 24 grams of carbohydrates, which is significant for a non-starchy vegetable. The high carb content in parsnips can lead to rapid increases in blood sugar levels, especially when consumed in larger quantities. Additionally, parsnips have a relatively high glycemic index, meaning they're quickly digested and absorbed, potentially causing faster and more pronounced blood sugar spikes. While parsnips do offer some nutritional benefits, including being a good source of fiber and certain vitamins, their potential to disrupt blood sugar control often outweighs these advantages for people with diabetes. For a similar root vegetable experience with fewer carbs, consider using turnips. Turnips have a mild, slightly sweet flavor and can be prepared in many of the same ways as parsnips. A cup of cooked turnips contains only about 8 grams of carbohydrates, making them a much more diabetes-friendly option. 9. Broad beans, the protein-packed paradox. Broad beans, also known as fava beans, are often praised for their high protein content and other nutritional benefits. However, they can be problematic for people with diabetes due to their significant carbohydrate content. A cup of cooked broad beans contains about 41 grams of carbohydrates, which is comparable to many starchy foods. While the fiber content, about 9 grams per cup, does help to slow digestion somewhat, the overall carb load can still lead to substantial increases in blood sugar levels. Moreover, broad beans are relatively high in calories, with about 187 calories per cup. For diabetics who are also managing their weight, as excess weight can complicate diabetes management, this calorie density can be an additional concern. Alternative, if you're looking for a bean-like option with fewer carbs, consider using green beans instead. Green beans are much lower in carbohydrates, with a cup of cooked green beans containing only about 10 grams of carbs. They're also lower in calories while still providing fiber and various nutrients. 10. Sweet potatoes, a complex carbohydrate conundrum. Sweet potatoes are often touted as a healthier alternative to regular potatoes, and they do offer some nutritional advantages, including high levels of beta-carotene and various vitamins. However, for people with diabetes, sweet potatoes can still pose significant challenges due to their high carbohydrate content. One average sweet potato has around 27 grams of carbs. While these are complex carbohydrates that are generally considered healthier than simple sugars, they can still have a substantial impact on blood glucose levels, especially when consumed in larger portions. The glycemic index of sweet potatoes can vary depending on how they're prepared, but it's generally moderate to high. This means they can cause relatively rapid increases in blood sugar levels, which can be problematic for individuals trying to maintain tight glucose control. For a lower carb option that can be prepared in similar ways, consider using cauliflower. Cauliflower can be mashed, roasted, or even used to make a low-carb potato salad. A cup of cooked cauliflower contains only about 5 grams of carbohydrates, making it a much more diabetes-friendly alternative. Remember, the key to a successful diabetes management plan is balance and moderation. It's not about completely eliminating all potentially problematic foods, but rather about making informed choices and controlling portions. Always consult with a healthcare professional or a registered dietitian for personalized advice on managing your diabetes through diet. And there you have it, friends, your guide to navigating the vegetable aisle with diabetes in mind. Remember, knowledge is power, and you're now armed with the insights to make smarter choices for your health. But don't stop here. This journey to better health is just beginning. If you found this information helpful, why not share it with a friend or family member who might benefit? After all, good health is a gift that keeps on giving. Have you discovered any surprising foods that affect your blood sugar? Or do you have a favorite diabetes-friendly recipe to share? Drop a comment below, let's learn from each other and build a community of health-conscious individuals. Remember to subscribe and turn on notifications. We're always cooking up new content to help you live your best, healthiest life. Until next time, remember, every meal is an opportunity to nourish your body and manage your diabetes. Here's to making those opportunities count. Take care, keep learning, and watch our next video.